Can you see me? Yes. Let's turn off the lights then. Come on. I want this hole covered in darkness. Great. Okay. Can you see me? Still yes. So I'll be cheating a bit just to keep my eyes on you, young boys. Now, back in the Army, I was part of a special unit that specializes in fighting in the dark. Our enemies fear us. We hunt our enemies in the dark, where they can't see anything, but we see everything through night vision goggles like this. And I can see you now. Yeah. They have come to fear the darkness. Now, everyone hates being in the dark. Once we all see nothing but darkness, our primal fears kick in. You will hear scratches and other sounds, and you don't know where it's coming from or what it is. You can hear your heart thumping. Your breathing becomes faster. You don't know your bearings, where you came from or where's your way home. You can trust your senses, and if you're nyctophobic, the darkness will draw the life out of you. We hate the darkness. Oh. So say it with me. Oh, where's my slides? We hate the darkness. Come on, say it with me. We hate the darkness. Oh. The darkness. That's basic instinct. Remember that. Okay. So, yeah, we hate the darkness. Okay. So for some people, though, the darkness is just so enticing, irresistible, seductive. Some people like to hide in the dark and wait for unsuspecting prey, oftentimes waiting for us, good people. That is why we hate the dark, because we don't know what kind of evil is lurking behind it. Now, we all know the story of little Anakin. So look at it, a ray of sunshine, with a bright future of becoming a Jedi Knight. Who would have thought that he would end up becoming this guy? But come to think of it, Anakin became Darth Vader not because of Darth Sidious or Chancellor Palpatine, but rather he became Darth Vader because he was obsessed with power. He was consumed by it. And because of this obsession, he became frail, and he turned over to the dark side. He was an easy target because the dark side of the Force was a mystery for him. Now, I don't want you to end up like Sith Lords. No. So I want you to resist the seduction. Say it with me. I will resist the seduction of the dark side. All right, let's say it again. I will resist the seduction of the dark side. So today, let us try to demystify and uncensor the dark side of the web. The dark web is in the deepest confines of the network of networks of computers that we call the internet. Much of our activity lies in the surface web over there. The surface web is the area of the internet that was indexed by search engines like Google, Bing, and Wikipedia. So if you can find it on Google, it's on the surface web. It's also the place where Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and all the other favorite social media sites reside. And just like a glacier, the surface web is just a small portion of the internet. The enormous part of it is what lies beneath the deep web and the dark web. The larger part is the deep web, which you should not confuse with the dark web. The deep web is where the unindexed sites are. It contains a lot of information that are stored in databases and private networks that are stored in intranets or corporate private networks. So if you can't find, most of the sites in the deep web could not be found through a Google search. So just like your school, for example, they keep a record of your personal information and academic records somewhere in a computer in your school's IT infrastructure. Now we, who are not part of your network and who are not authorized to come in, would not be able to poke into your academic records. So your records are confined in the deep web, and so does the millions and millions of databases that are stored in government and corporate private networks. On the other hand, the dark web is the internet's dark back alley. It is also not indexed by search engines, but it is more of an overlay network that requires special software, configuration, or authorization to access. It may be constituted by small friend-to-friend or peer-to-peer networks, or large popular networks like Tor, Freenet, I2P, and Riffle. The most popular of these networks is Tor. The core principle of Tor is onion routing. It was developed in the mid-90s by the United States Naval Research Laboratory with the core purpose of protecting US intelligence communications online. It offers anonymity and protection against network surveillance. It works this way. In order for a user to surf the web securely, he or she would be routed through a series of intermediary servers we call nodes. Each packet of data would be relayed over this network and encapsulated in multiple layers of encryption, just like an onion. Now each layer will be subsequently peeled away by the subsequent node in the circuit. And intermediary server nodes can only decrypt one layer at a time. So that prevents access to the underlying data and its originator. The final hop, or the exit node, would reveal the original packet and proceed to deliver it to the desired destination, thus protecting the sender's identity. And as a result, interception and decoding the information along its path would be significantly hard, but not impossible. Now, I teach applied cryptography at the Holy Angel University in their Masters of Science in Cybersecurity program. And I'm telling you, this is very clever. This is beautiful cryptography. Now I know it's confusing, but you're getting it. Don't worry. And this is God's answer to government surveillance on the internet, and people use it to protect their personal freedoms and privacy. But for this to work, the network needs to have hundreds, if not thousands, of relays or nodes. The more nodes there are, the greater the anonymity that the system provides. As Tor says it, you can hide better in a crowd of 1 million masks rather than in a crowd of, let's say, 5. So the lesser the nodes, the more susceptible are its users to interception. Remember, the communication from the exit node to its destination is not encrypted by Tor. But then criminals also took notice of this, and then things went ugly. A recent study made by Daniel Moore and Thomas Reed of the King's College London in 2016 highlights the illicit use of the dark web. People are there for drugs, money laundering, extremism, illegitimate pornography, and a lot of other dark deeds. They even have sites where you can hire assassins to kill someone. It has become more of a domain of criminals rather than of the freedom-loving and privacy-concerned individuals. Unlike the surface web, which is regulated by the government, the dark web is not regulated by anyone, even the people who are running it. The dark web is more of a circus now. And now I know some good, well-meaning people may use the dark web to protect their freedoms. But the way I see it, when you use Tor, you hide within a crowd of criminals. And in a way, you are also helping them hide and do their illicit activities. So say it with me. I will not help criminals hide in the dark web. Come on, say it with me. I will not help criminals hide in the dark web. Now, one of the most popular sites in the dark web is the Silk Road. It is like the Amazon, eBay, or Lazada of the dark web. It's just that they sell drugs, guns, and a lot of other illegal stuff. You might have heard that years ago, the site's creator was caught by the FBI. But then there are also much more horrific sites, like this. This is one of the most disturbing sites on the dark web. They experiment with living people, like injecting bleach into pregnant women, starvation, sterilization, radiation exposure, and several other tortures. Now, the joy of Satan. This website tells you how to summon a demon. Very creepy and scary, right? This website discusses cannibalism, the act or practice of humans eating flesh or the internal organs of other people. You see, the dark web is full of very sick people. You do not belong there. Do you know this face? You know this guy? Yeah. This is Peter Scully. He was born and raised in Australia, and during his later days in life, he moved here in the Philippines and starting to date a 17-year-old girl. This guy dating someone who is just your age. Now, one day, he asked his girlfriend to find him a couple of young street children, girls as young as 8. And then he tied them to a leash, made them wear dog collars, tortured them, raped them, and murdered at least one of them, all on live camera, broadcasted live on the dark web, where people, very sick people, are paying with bitcoins to watch his videos. Videos like Daisy's Destruction. It may sound like a very cheap porn flick, but hey, a real baby was harmed and raped. Peter Scully was found guilty for the murder of an 11-year-old girl and the sexual abuse of at least 8 children, including an 18-month-old infant. Let me say that again. An 18-month-old baby. He raped a very young baby. Now, as I said before, the dark web works by encouraging more people to use it. The more nodes there are, the greater the anonymity that it provides, not only to you, but more so to the criminals that have dominated the dark web, criminals like Peter Scully. And every time you go to the dark web, you are empowering these criminals. So remember your instincts. You hate being in the dark. You will resist the temptation of the dark side, and you will not help criminals hide in the dark web. So remember that on the afternoon of the 6th of February 2019, a guy in a barong from the PSG told you, resist the seduction. Stay out of the dark web. You have been warned. Thank you.